Hi, this is Krishna Day of bizgrowthnews.com and podcampireland.com, and I'm here at the Organise Influence conference in Dublin, and I can't get my words out today, but in fact one of the person who was brilliant at actually speaking this morning was Joe Zephyrin, who's from RTE, and in fact I thought I'd catch up with you, Joe, here at our lunch break, just to capture some of the things that you were talking about today. And I was really interested in RTE now starting to engage in social media. You gave some great case studies. Perhaps you can give us 3 reasons that a traditional community of media, from all the work that you do, from radio to TV and so on, why you're starting to get involved more online. You talked about some great increases online and also in terms of social media.
Well, in terms of social media, I think the ability to extend the conversation beyond when it actually airs on TV or radio, that is its biggest strength. And so essentially, if an episode of Primetime goes out, for instance, in the past it would have just, played out in the papers maybe, and it would have aired once. Now it lives on the web. It can be sent around, links and discussion all over the place. So that's one message. The other is something for like elections or the Lisbon Treaty. The Lisbon Treaty was a classic example where I think the traditional media got it wrong for a very long time in terms of where the vote was going to go. Whereas there could have been the opportunity to get the sound from the ground, so to speak, out there on the web, and it didn't necessarily happen as much as it maybe could have, I think, but that would be another example where not only the opinions of the people who were really voting on the Lisbon Treaty, and the Lisbon Treaty was an election that was definitely an example of the politicians not either listening to the people or understanding the people. That's where social media really came in, and we did a couple of great little projects during the election, especially on election day and right after that capture that. The third thing I would say would be that the web, because the web and mobile are kind of limitless formats in terms of, if you got a server big enough, you can have something be as long as it is. You can do full webcasts of conversations and debates that doesn't necessarily have a place on a television or a radio channel. So for instance, during the 2007 election, we had a debate between the 4 spokespeople on communications for the 4 parties, and it was specifically on the internet and broadband and things like that. And why that was good was because it was an issue that for a very core number of people was important. And I think a lot of people would say that Amy Ryan, who ended up becoming the Minister for Communications and developing the new broadband scheme, won that debate in many, many ways. But that's a debate that would have never had a place on TV or radio because of just kind of how focused it was. So you're really able to do the narrowcasting that you can't do on television. And in a population of 4 million where you maybe only have 1,000 people who are interested in the subject, that's still an important 1,000 people. And social media and the web allows that to kind of grow. It allows it to be a seed and grow from that. So that would be the 3 things.
Well, I'm really interested because of all the things you were talking about that you're going to be doing in the future. So perhaps you might even join us for an audio podcast at some stage in the future, Joe, in terms of sharing what you're doing. I think it's terrific and exciting, particularly as this is our national broadcaster, and actually stepping out into that different area of communication and engagement online. It's absolutely fantastic, and I think it will help shape the future of social media and engagement, and give the broad population an idea about how they can connect and build up that community here.
Very good.
Thanks so much. This is Krishna Day of bizgrowthnews.com.